All right, guys, Monday video. Been a while. All right, so I wanted to answer Tommy's video real quick. Probably going to be a rant because I'm in a ranty mood. Man, you asked a really good question. Where do you go for your VAs, and do you make your own website and landing pages, right? I'm going to answer the second part. Website and landing pages, I feel like I never addressed this, even though it's been a pretty critical part. So let's get into it. Okay, so making your websites, man, the way we do that and handle this entire part could really make or break your fulfillment side. Yes, it's that critical. So let me explain. One of the most important things you have to realize that websites can damage you with as an SEO agency is early on, it can get the client accustomed to bugging you. Okay? Give an example. We do our best to position ourselves as an expert, right? At least you should be. No matter what your style is, angle is, your positioning should be that I am an expert in the field, meaning that you don't pay me for the hours I work. You don't pay me for the how much activity I did in terms of like quantifiable. You pay me because of the results you get. You make 20, 30, 40, 50 grand. I make 1, 2, 3 grand. That's the relationship we have. And however you convey that, that should be conveyed from the beginning. Now, what's going to happen is if you are the person, let's say you're going to be fulfilling the website and they need a website or they need a redesign, that idea, that positioning can be completely destroyed. Because early on, as websites need, the type of communication websites bring is very different than the type of communication for SEO, right? Websites is, hey, can you move the logo to the middle? Change the color. The phone number is too big. Oh, we need some more. Can I have like more pictures here? All this kind of shit in the grand scheme of things is pretty petty, right? In terms of like actually what we're trying to do here, what actually gets them the results, etc. It's pretty petty. I mean, they need a nice website, don't get me wrong. But the point is that kind of stress is something you don't want to take, right? Them constantly calling you about changing, etc., etc., etc. So when people hear that, you know, when I first came across that idea, like, oh yeah, you should be, that kind of makes sense. You know, I went through that shit. I see how stressful it was for me to fulfill the website. And by the way, I don't know how to make websites. Like, you know, I completely suck. So I had some problem with that. I mean, I tried to make it in the beginning, very beginning, whenever I got somebody who would be interested in a website, I think I made like 5, 6 websites around that time at like $250, $300. Because that time I'm broke as fuck. Whatever I can get, I'll get my hands on. I'll spend time with them over the phone, scrambling, trying to do YouTube tutorials and shit. But the point is, a couple months ago, let's say about 6 months ago, I decided like, all right, that makes sense. I'm not going to do the websites. I'm going to just tell them that, hey, we don't do websites. We bring the results. We rank your stuff and, you know, we make your phone ring. So you can outsource it. But what happened to that, what I started to realize is that you're going to lose control, right? I don't know why people don't address this part. They just say, yeah, outsource it. Don't do website, outsource it. No, you outsource it through you. And this is how it's done. First of all, let me explain how you lose the control. Nowadays, for website agencies, from a business standpoint, they realize that, holy shit, we already make the websites. By following some steps from Yoast and shit, we can provide this service called SEO. And if they have a better sales presentation than you, understand the game here, what goes on. It's not who's the better SEO. I mean, unless your client clearly knows, you know, that he has tried other people and you are different. They understand the results you brought for your other clients. Whatever it is, if you have the relationship or the angle is that you are superior in SEO and they understand that, maybe you can outsource it like that. But more often than not, it's going to be a sales game, a presentation game, an appearance game, right? So if this website agency has a better sales presentation than you, and they're looking to do SEO, and you know you are waiting for the website to get done, and they're communicating with them, there's a good chance the topic of SEO will come up, and they could take that sale. Understand the game here. So, having that said, what do? This is what I came to. All right. So I got a guy who does my websites in India. Pretty cliche, but hey, he does fucking amazing websites. Any website, anything visually I can see on a web platform, I could give it to him and you clone that shit. I can't tell the difference between that website and the one he made at all, right? This guy's really good, but it takes a while to get there. What I mean by that is the communication side, which I will mention a bit. Where was I? Fuck. Okay, so I hired a guy in India, not full time, and he basically, one guy who does all my website work, right? And so a few times in forums, the community, people ask me, where do you get your website guy? Because they saw some of the samples, it was really good. And that answer is that it's pretty easy. Like if you just shop around for a website designer, even in Fiverr, I'm pretty sure you can find a good guy, right? If you just like weed them out properly, what you're gonna have to come down to is the communication, which I'll talk about in a bit. So anyways, let me talk about the part where I bridge this gap first. Okay, so I don't want to outsource it because then it's just losing control. And I don't want to do it. And I don't want them to think I'm doing it because I'm not, right? Because that's going to mess up the whole relationship right from the beginning, getting them accustomed to bugging me, tinkering me, calling me for little petty bullshit, right? Which you don't want. So what I do now is let them know very clearly that, okay, I have a guy who's going to do your website. I show them a template. I mean, not just the website template, but I have like a Word document template of what are the things they need, they want. And if you want to create that, the best way to do that is just get a website and hire a guy. By trying to bridge the gap between the client who's telling you what kind of website they want and communicating, if you just document that communication, and you'll have pretty much what it takes to make that template, right? Template of the order form that you're going to give to your website guy. So anyways, I let them know, like, all right, this is the themes you can use, and if there's anything else, then let me know. But these are the things we recommend, and boom, 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 what you want, what kind of pictures you want, blah, 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 blah. And if you guys have, original pictures and how you want to go about it, all that stuff, right? So they provide that, and I let them know, all right, so my website guy is going to get started on this. Are you confirmed? I give them a day. You confirm that, everything looks good, that what you want, and they say, all right, okay, great. Then they start. This is where the critical part begins. As they start, they're making a website. A lot of times, clients will be checking on their website. They're excited, right? And if they call you about that, you should be excited too. Hey, yeah, no, it's going good. He's still on it. Probably I'll give it. Last time I talked to him, maybe like 2-3 more days. Great. Okay. The communication is again bridging it. If they see certain things, hey, I realized that the homepage is done, but the spacing for the middle text is kind of weird, right? Can you move to the side? You'll be like, oh, okay, I noticed that. I just noted down what you said. But he's still completing the other parts from the first order. Once he's done with that, we will look at it together, and I took note of this, and we'll add anything else you want, and we'll do the second revision. This is crucial because you want to make it to a point where it's not, oh, okay, let me go right now and fix it for you. That's not what you get paid for. Again, we have to remember, we get paid because we make them money, right? Not because we change their logos and colors and shit like that, right? So what I do is bridge it exactly like that. All right, once that revision part is done, we're going to sit down and look at it together and what else you want, and then I'm going to, we're going to get started on that. All the time they think that, this is somebody I have, whatever, in-house in my team who's doing this. It's not me, and that's doing all this stuff. Even if it's something small. Sometimes they ask me something like pretty small to go and fix right then and there. If this is during the time when the website is being done, I say, okay, noted. Let me put it on the list for the next, for the second revision. I get 3 revisions, meaning that the first one is the website being done. Second one is you can change everything, set up, and the third one done. And that, that completes and that all sits in that one price point, right? But the point is, that's how I bridge it. Okay. All right. I don't know if I was able to convey this, how critical this part is, because it really made everything a lot better once I got to this point. You're still going to have some trouble. And the website in of itself is annoying to me, right? So you're going to still have some communication things because for certain things that a client wants, you're still going to have to communicate it with your website guy. And in my experience, once you establish that they're good at their website building, you'll realize that the next part that usually they don't have is an eye for design, right? You're gonna have to really communicate with them properly exactly what you want, because they're not going to just go out and find things that are of similar caliber and weave it in, right? That's a different story. But the point is, whatever it is, at least it doesn't make that relationship toxic right from the beginning. You still keep your dignity that you're a specialist, all right? Okay, so first 10 minutes of the video, I wanted to establish that because I think it's the most important part. Now, let's get into the last part, which is the most important part of finding the website guy, okay? Whatever you use, Fiverr, Upwork, anything works. You know why? Because this is a service that you see 100% of what it has to offer right then and there, right? If it was SEO, wait, what just happened? The screen turned off. If you hire an SEO, you're not going to find out how he is until like 3, 4, 5, 6 months later. If you hire a VA, couple weeks at least, you don't find out how they work and stuff. Website, you can just ask them, hey, give me some samples of work you did. Now you see his work. Did you build this from scratch, etc.? Ask him some questions. And then the only thing that's going to matter, that's going to make the, the only main thing in that sector is going to be the communication, as I mentioned before. And that basically means that you want somebody who's available at all times. That's the only way it's going to work out, right? You get a client, you're not going to be able to wait. Oh, okay, I'm booked up now. I'm going to start your work in 3 days, etc. You could set the expectations for your clients that, hey, we take like 3-4 weeks to do the websites, but it's not the way you want to run. You want to run in a way where this guy understands that he's your main guy, that any SEO client needs websites. You're going to use him. You picked him. He's really good at what he does. Now communication has to be flawless. That's the hard part in hiring the guy that I had, right? Basically, to give an example, the best example I can give is when I was first hired my guy, what would happen is I would give that format, right? So, hey, this is what the client wants. Go ahead, do it. Multiple things would happen. One, if he would get stuck and not understand something of how to do it, he would stop. He would stop until the next time, or like message me, and he'd like, let's say I give him 10 things to do. He'd stop at number 3, like, oh yeah, the logo, I'm not exactly sure what you mean by that. So I stopped here until I come back and I message him again the next day, because, time difference. And I'm like, okay, dude, no, this is what this means. Okay, now go do it. Things like that. Communication, understanding of, okay, finish the entire thing first, and then you can keep notes of what you didn't understand, and I'm going to go through it together. Things like that. Number 2, when you message him, okay, if it's his time zone and stuff like that, how long does he take to reply? If he takes 2 days to get back, it's not going to work. Simple as that. Doesn't matter how good he is, but if he takes 2 days, more than a day, I would say like it would be within like 6 to 12 hours they should reply usually, unless he gives you a heads up beforehand. But if you're choosing your guy in a way where you're bringing him all his work, you should be able to without much trouble find this guy, right? It shouldn't be trouble, guys. These guys have, they're always looking for work, and a lot of these guys are good at what they do. If you find properly or look properly, you're gonna find people who's gonna be very up and up with his communication, etc. Right? So that's the second part, which is the most important. All right. So those are the 2 main things, guys. When it comes to, all right, full circle. As an SEO agency, in my experience, fulfilling websites, you wanna yes take on work, because if you don't, you're gonna lose clients. And a lot of people you could come across who just need websites, who turn to SEO before. So there's no way you're gonna just be like outsource it, right? That's not the way to go. Do it in-house, but position it that you have somebody else doing it, and you play your cards right. You're gonna keep your SEO side separate from the website side with your clients. Boom. That's the most important part in that. Finding the guy, most important thing is communication. There's going to be lots of guys who can do what I just explained. They're really good at web design. This is what they do. But finding one that can communicate well and work well and kind of think by themselves when it comes to finishing tasks on time and not getting stuck on stupid little things is going to be the most important thing. Once you have those 2 things down, it's done. Price point, to end the video, my guy does anything under $200. Any kind of website that I need, unless it needs some insane kind of custom insane thing, he does it around $200, right? So there's your price. So you have a lot of margin to price it however you want. I don't charge a lot for websites, anywhere from around the 700 to 500 to 750 mark, because all my clients I'm getting for SEO, right? So I don't want to break their bank in the first month, be like, yeah, this is $3,000, and then they're contemplating about the whole package. I try to make it as easy as possible for them, all right? All right, guys, hope that helped.